year?
This summer I went on 2 work trips. One was nursing, where I Mary Kay. The nursing one I went to Florida with my family, and took care of my son. And then the Mary Kay one was down in Dallas.
Did you like Dallas?
Mostly inside, but
Third row, anybody go on vacation this year? Where'd you go? Oh, once you've been to San Francisco, you never want to leave, right? It's a city, you ever hear that song about the San Francisco, unless you've been there, you don't understand? That kind of makes sense. It's a city that draws you. Where'd you go? Alaska? You see Sarah Palin there or not? No? We're in Alaska. Well, did you go fishing? No, you see any bears or moose? Muscat? Was there still snow there? No, no snow? Next row. Anybody go on vacation? You guys go on vacation any place this summer? No? Where'd you go? You went where? Oh, that's beautiful. In a canoe?
kayak.
In a kayak? Oh, it's beautiful. Anybody's ever, did you go with the school group here?
Yeah.
I think that was in late August, wasn't it?
July.
July. The Outward Bound, is that what it is?
Outdoor Pursuit.
Outdoor Pursuit does throughout the year, does different gatherings. They go different places. And if you ever want to take advantage, it's just wonderful. And the guy, what is the director? Is it Sean? Wonderful man. Just a wonderful man. And so if you want to take advantage of that, go right ahead because it's a really great thing. Welcome to the, I don't know, like the 7th, 8th, 9th. Kristen, April, how many has it been? 21, I don't know. Cooking class here. This is the first one of the year. My name is Jack, and this is Kristen. Kristen is the school nurse. Is that officially what you are? And she's an RN. And the reason what we did this year was we tried to the first class sometimes can be really boring. Kind of like, I go through pots and pans and stuff. You all been through that. So we're going to do something a little different this time, is that we decided to do something a little healthy. And what we're going to do is we have some soup back there. And we're doing, Kristen made the soup today. And it's ginger carrot soup. And she will show you how to make it. And it's quite healthy. But before we get into that, we have some special guests here today. And these guests came all the way from Germany to see us today, which is really a nice honor for us, really, to come to the college here. So, is there 4 of you?
Yeah.
From one.
He's hiding.
And you're all from Lisbon, Germany?
Leipzig.
Leipzig, Germany. Okay. And Leipzig, Germany was in the eastern part of Germany, which is more east of Germany, I would say, is right? And next to Poland, and is that where it is? Okay, so if we could just take a minute, we'll just introduce them and then we'll get on to the cooking. Just stand up and say your name to the class and something really neat about yourself or about what you like. You got a bashful one? No, this is not a lot.
Yeah. No, we don't want to write that. Sorry. Sollen wir starten?
Okay.
So jetzt einfach nur deinen Namen sagen, wo du herkommst, wie alt du bist und was du
My name is Lars. I'm 23 years old. I come from Germany too, and I study medical laboratory technology, and I like to eat. I eat everything.
In Germany, what American food do you like the best?
What is the best American food? I think chips. That is the
British, yeah, there are French.
What is the
Fish and chips?
Fries.
Yeah,
French and chips. What is your favorite German dish?
What?
Favorite German dish?
Sauerbraten.
Sauerbraten.
Yeah.
Does everybody know what sauerbraten is? You take a beef roast and you marinate it for a couple days, and it really tastes kind of sour.
Yeah.
And a lot of times the students here don't like sauerbraten because it's too too much flavor,
Yeah.
if that's such a thing, believe it or not. So it's amazing. We like is spatzels.
Oh, yes. That's good.
That's good. But sauerbraten I love sauerbraten, but sometimes I just don't think it's too much flavor.
Oh.
Where are you from?
I'm also from Germany. My name is Amara. I'm 19 years old. I'm studying pediatric nursing in the same school like Lars. And yeah, I like also all vegetables, fruits, and stuff like this. And yeah, maybe which one is very American for me? Cookies, maybe. I love them. And yeah, German maybe. Like potato salad. It's
Oh.
very good. Yeah.
German potato salad?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
My name is Katharina, or Katharina, so you pronounce it German. I'm 22 years old. I'm studying nursing, and I'm actually from the western part of Germany. I moved to the eastern one. What else? I like everything except for pizza and fish, or seafood like that. I don't like seafood at all.
No pizza?
No, I don't like pizza.
What's your favorite German dish?
That's difficult. I like noodles, but that's not typical German. But cheap, so.
Okay.
I like apples.
Oh. Hello, my name is Patricia. I'm 21 years old. I study nursing and I'm in my third and last year. The study goes only 3 years. And yeah, I like eating fries, which are American, and my German favorite dish is schnitzel.
Well, that's very good.
Yeah.
Very good. They're going to be here for another week. So it takes sometimes a lot of courage to come in front of a lot of people. We welcome them as our friends, and thank you very much for coming, okay? So what we're going to do first is we're going to have some soup. And the soup in the back is, like I said, Kristen made the soup today. And it's her favorite soup. She makes it all the time. And it's called ginger carrot soup. And so what it is, it's very healthy and it tastes really good. It's literally quite flavorful. So if you want to go in the back and get a bowl of soup, and then we'll start the class, okay? All set up. I'll have you, you can start talking about healthy food. And then if you want, I can start making soup and you can say what I'm doing. Would that be easy? Because what I got is chicken broth in there. Oh, I should do the oil first. Yeah. I can do that. Sit there and just start screaming really nice words in German, that's okay too. We don't mind at all. Yeah, we don't mind at all. You're our friends.
It's really funny because we started class, like, we wanted to grab some soup maybe, but it's just
And the reason why I do that is because a lot of times they're antsy. And by giving them food right away, they settle them down. So there's a reason for it, because they're hungry and sometimes they're antsy. And so they'll settle them down a little better before I give the class and have more patience. So there's a reason for it.
I really didn't make the soup. I like that we have recipes.
Yes, isn't that nice?
And I like the idea of healthier meals too. That's right. Not that other ones where
You know, what was my favorite thing? Fat Add's flavor. Fat Add's flavor. It did. I've been watching MasterChef lately. Gordon Ramsay, I love to watch the show he does at the restaurant. I would love to do that. That would be fun.
To watch Top Chef Masters.
Yeah, I watch all both of those. And so the restaurant world, when he's sitting there swearing out everything else, that's right. And that's no surprise to me. He's small.
You know what?
He's not fat.
But sometimes, well, if you're going to do this in the kitchen, cooking in the oil instead of oil.
Oh, you want to do that? It's going to cook it. It's not going to saute it though. And when you do it that way, a lot of times the flavor is the sweetness of the different oils come out. It's going to hurt you a little oil because it's so healthy now. A little bit of oil is not going to hurt you. So this is good.
Thanks for typing that.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Looks like a lot.
Now the class is going to go fast. We're done eating. We'll start moving. It's a good thing. Where's your soup? Are you not skinny? Yes, that'd be really good. You show them how to cut it up. That's what you do. It's a medium sized class. It's smaller than your bigger. I had one time was a band that came to my class. And so they were playing ball from the ball of the hall. Acapella. Wonderful. Ball in the hall. They named the band after a Brady Bunch episode. Watch this. You won't believe yourself. Where's your bowl? Too strong? Too different? You're just too different? The portions are so, yeah, I know.
You never get, like,
You never eat like this?
it's really, really good. It's really good.
Is the recipe over here?
The recipe's there.
No, it's not.
It's not. Let me get all the recipes.
Your service recipe. Just don't put the recipe on it.
Secret.
Should we write it down? While you're doing it, or?
I can email it to you. I can tell you it's a recipe because it's really nice. And here, like,
Okay. So now we'll start the class, and what the first thing we'll do is, like I said to you before, Kristen made the soup today, and it's really good, isn't it? It's got.
do it.
What do you think the main ingredients is? The name of the soup is chicken.
Carrot,
Carrot.
ginger soup.
So what do you think the main ingredient is? Second main ingredient. Right. So we're doing pretty good. So that's the main ingredient. Did you want to talk a little bit about healthy eating today?
Yeah, so in addition to my clinical nursing practice with all the regular stuff, you guys hear me okay? Yeah. I like to counsel people or coach people with their nutritional problems. I'm not a dietitian, but I'm a nurse, and it's something that I really like to do. So if you guys have any nutritional concerns, you can call and schedule an appointment with me, and we can talk about things, and I can try and help you reach your goals. Just so you know. So that's kind of why I'm here today. I'm starting to work with Jack to help them develop some more healthier recipes, and also to help students that have any dietary concerns or issues. You can contact me, and I can hopefully help you find things to eat that you like and the greens you want. Okay, so things that I want to talk about today are time, budget, and nutrition. So one of the main things people, when they come to me, they say, I don't have the time to eat healthy. So you really do. If you look at a week, maybe some of you have heard this breakdown before of hours in a week and a typical college schedule. So there's 168 hours in 1 week. If you take 15 credits, right, is that typical for people, 15 credits in a semester? 18. 16 to 18. All right, well, bear with me then. So they say 15 credits a week, or 18 credits. They say 1 hour of classroom time per credit, right? So 15 credits equals 15 hours. 18 credits, 18 hours a week of class. Then for each hour that you're in the classroom, you're supposed to study for 2. Have you guys heard this before? So that's a lot of study time, a lot of class time. So that's 15 hours or 18 hours of class time, 15 hours or 18 hours of study time. Oh, sorry, times 2, so 30 hours or 36 hours of study time. And if you sleep 8 hours a night, which is recommended, and you all sleep 8 hours or more, right? That's 56 hours of sleeping time during 1 week. So that leaves like 21 hours for your self-grooming things, whatever you want to do to take care of yourself. And then you have 46 hours a week of free time, or a little bit less if you're taking 18 credits. So if you break that down in a day, that leaves 6.5 hours of free time. So if you minus an hour a day, if you take additional credits, it's 5.5 hours. So 5.5 hours, in theory, you should have free a day. Does that sound right? Probably not. It's probably broken into 15-minute chunks. That's what people tell me that I say. You have 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there. But if you really want to eat healthy, you can make it a priority. So all the recipes here, we're going to do a lot of stuff today, and Jack is awesome. He's super fast and can just whip stuff up really quick. But if you guys wanted to go to the grocery store, if you head to Super One, it might take 20 minutes. You can take another 20 minutes and prepare this recipe in your communal cooking space in your dorm area or in your apartment. And if you want to do it, you can make it happen. So that's time. Next, there's money. So one of the most other common things that I hear is it's too expensive to eat healthy. Do people feel that way? It's expensive to eat healthy. Yeah, it definitely could be expensive to eat healthy, but it can also be inexpensive to eat healthy if you buy the right things. So what are the right things that are inexpensive? Buying fruits and vegetables that are in season, those are definitely the cheapest options. So right now, for vegetables that are in season, we're kind of in the peak now with squashes, tomatoes, cucumbers, and you can find all those things pretty cheap right now. But what do you do in January, February, March, April, when there's nothing really fresh in town here? I tell people that you can buy frozen fruits and vegetables, and they're very affordable, and they're just as healthy as buying fresh. And a lot of times it might save you time because the frozen veggies are already prepped, they're washed, and they're ready to go. So when I was buying products, when I did the price breakdown for these recipes, a bag of frozen veggies was like $1 to $1.25, and you can make a veggie stir fry pretty cheap. Now all these recipes that we have are less than $2.50 per serving to make. So if you have a little knowledge under your belt, you can definitely be a savvy shopper and buy healthy foods. You don't have to resort to $1 cheeseburger at the fast food store. So the last thing I want to talk about is nutrition. and that's probably the most common thing I hear is what is good nutrition? So there's lots of things out there, and people get really confused, so I like to keep it simple. People often wonder, should I eat a low carbohydrate diet, high protein, low fat, low calories? There's a gazillion different diets out there to lose weight, get healthy, whatever. So I like to really tell people that if you think of My Plate, the USDA used to use the food guide pyramid. I don't know if you guys remember the food guide pyramid. It's a pyramid, it breaks it down. I think carbohydrates are at the bottom, and then meat and protein at the top. There's the fats and oils, the minimum amount that you're supposed to eat. But now they use the myplate.gov, so you can look it up online. But an easy way to think about it is your plate's a circle, divide it in half. So half of your plate should be fruits and vegetables. And the greener, the more colorful your fruits and veggies are, the better in general. And then the other half of your plate is divided in two. So 1/4 is lean protein, like chicken, lean meat, fish, and the other 1/4 is whole grains. So that's an easy way to think about a healthy diet. So if you do that about 90% of the time, and you leave about 10% of the time for those cravings that you have, or holidays or desserts, you should be good to go. Any questions on that? Yeah.
What if you're like an athlete or like work out a lot? Should you have more protein or carbohydrates if you're run a race or something like for CrossFit?
Yeah, that gets pretty specific when you think about athletes. So in general, you want to have simple carbohydrates about an hour before your athletic event, and then probably within an hour after, depending on how long your activity is. You want to refuel with 1-to-4 ratio of carbs to protein. But we can talk about it more if you want to make an appointment. Or do you play sport?
No, I'm just active.
Yeah, and it depends on how long you're exercising for. How's the soup?
Really good.
All right.
Tell us about the soup.
All right. So the soup, we start with a little bit of olive oil in a pan, some carrots, some onions, and some ginger. So this is what ginger root looks like. It's pretty inexpensive. This is probably 10 cents. And you peel it.
Is this mirror okay, or?
So, ginger ale, it has ginger in it, they say. So you have to peel this tough skin off. So you peel the skin off, you dice it up like your onion, you add it to the pot, you want to cook it until it's translucent or clear. And then you add your chicken broth and your carrots. And you cook that for another 10 minutes until the carrots are soft.
So one thing that we did here, we saute the ginger and onions in a little bit of olive oil. And the reason why you do that is when you saute vegetables or you caramelize them, it turns them from very strong to very sweet. So you ever heard of like garlic is a good example, where if you couldn't bit into garlic, it'd be very strong, at first. But if you just saute the garlic in some olive oil, it becomes sweet. It becomes very, what's the word? Fragrant. So, and that's the same thing we're doing here. We put the onions and the ginger in the olive oil, and we saute it a little bit. And what it does, it brings out the flavors. It makes it sweet and fragrant. So then what we did was we had chicken stock. Now chicken stock you can buy either in a can. You buy a can of your Swanson's chicken stock, or you can do like chicken base, which is another thing. Is everybody familiar with chicken base? What that is? Chicken base is what they did is they take the flavor of chicken and they've condensed it into either a paste or a granule. The granules will be salty because a lot of times that's a cheaper one and they add a lot of salt to it. So you want the paste that's refrigerated. That's the better stuff. Or even better than that, you get something like chicken stock. Now chicken stock, all you do is they take chicken bones and they render them. They cook them with some onions and everything else, and it gives a really good chicken flavor. And that's what we have here in this soup. The soup started out as course, with the onions and the ginger, and then we put the chicken stock in here, and then we put the carrots. Okay? So we're letting that cook for, it takes like 10 minutes, right?
Yeah, until the carrots are soft. And then once the carrots are soft and onions are cooked and you're ready for the blender.
Ready for the blender.
Yeah, so this is a blender. An easier, for me, an easier thing at home, I take an immersion blender. It's a stick blender, so the stick just goes right in the pot. So with this, it's a little bit tricky. If you spill, you'll probably burn yourself.
There is a thing.
Oh, is it on?
Is it gonna,
Oh, it's not going to go.
we're leaking from the bottom.
Oh, that's normal. Did you add this stuff in the pot, back to the pot?
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's okay. We can put it back in there. Because we're doing everything quick.
Yeah.
You can't do it?
Thanks.
Okay.
So after you blend everything, so there's no chunks, you add a touch of OJ and a little bit of milk or heavy cream. And then you let it simmer for about 5-10 minutes and you're good to go. You taste it and see if there's any salt or pepper that's needed.
Okay.
And then add a dash of cinnamon in.
Pepper,
And that's that.
a dash of salt. So how long did it take? 7 minutes, 10 minutes? Very quick. So it's a really quick way to make soup. Now you could have something like pita bread with it or something, what would be a good complement with it?
Pita bread or any protein, chicken, beef, whatever. You can eat it instead of a salad.
It's a very easy way to make soup.
Yeah, and it's cheap too, probably $1.
Any questions about the soup? You did a good job.
Yes. What is the orange juice thing?
Oh, so the orange juice is a little bit of acid added to the carrots and the onion. It's just juice made from oranges.
Normal.
Yeah, yeah. And you can even omit it, you can keep it out. If you don't have it, sometimes I do that. Keep orange juice in my fridge too often.
So next thing we're going to do is we're going to make sloppy joes. The menu today we're going to make is, besides the soup, we're going to make sloppy joes. And sloppy joes, you have sloppy joes in Germany?
I don't know what is that?
How would you describe sloppy joes?
Sloppy Joe is like a,
It's like a hamburger.
yeah.
It's like it's ground beef instead of a hamburger patty.
No,
But is it like a
no,
piece?
I guess not, no.
You're a nice guy, okay. Do you have garlic pasta there?
Yeah,
Okay, we're going to make garlic pasta.
that's nice.
Do you have fried rice?
Well, I guess so, yeah.
Okay, we're going to make fried rice. And what else are we going to do? Oh, Rice Krispie bars. How about that? You have rice?
We had one just over here, but we never had this in Germany, and it's so delicious.
You never make Rice Krispie bars? Wow, you never had Snap, Crackle, and Pop in Germany, huh? No, okay.
And cabbage ramen salad.
Oh yeah, cabbage ramen salad? No? Okay, what we do here is we took some ground beef, and ground beef is really quite affordable. Now the difference in ground beef, if you go to the grocery store, do you ever see ground beef in the grocery store? You got one price, you got another price for ground beef, another price, and it goes, what does all these numbers mean? What does all these things mean? What it tells you is the ratio of fat to meat. So the cheapest ground beef would be like 70-30, would be 30% fat and 70% meat. The most expensive would be maybe like 95% fat and 5% meat. And what they'll do is they'll say that. That's what those numbers mean on the, when you buy ground beef. You ever see that, the slash numbers? It's meat to fat ratio. That's what that means. So the best, as Kristen will say, is the lean meat, which is like 95 or 90. And what you do after you get to that, what I'm doing right here and right now to make sloppy joes is I brown the meat. And then what do you do to get the grease out of the meat?
And pour it off.
You can pour it off, okay.
How much
Or,
grease is there?
there's really not a lot of grease in here. It's pretty lean.
Oh, then we put it.
But a lot of times you can either pour it off, or you, the health or the Heart Association even says you can rinse it, right? So what we're going to do is we'll take 1 pound of ground beef, 1 onion, and we'll cook the ground beef like this. Okay? Now ground beef, there's different kinds of ground beef also. Ground beef can be like, the best ground beef is called like comes from like the chuck. Do you ever see the thing about the black Angus? Do you ever see, the question is maybe black Angus. Do you ever see black Angus? We have black Angus ground beef, it's the best. You ever hear all that? It's a great marketing ploy because it's no different than any other. Ground beef, when you put it through the meat grinder, it pretty much is all about the same. So when they say black Angus ground beef and advertising for it, it doesn't really mean anything. What you really want to concentrate on is the meat to fat ratio, or if it's like a ground chuck. Ground chuck would have a different flavor. But a lot of times we put so many spices in it that it really doesn't have a lot of flavor nowadays, the beef. Is anybody here from a farm? Okay. Did you raise beef?
Black Angus.
Black Angus, ooh.
Can you tell us about Black Angus? About the meat quality.
Do they have Black Angus parties or anything? No Black Angus unions or anything like that? No? Now, Black Angus, when you go to the beef, now, one thing if you may have noticed is that your beef may taste different than the beef you get in the grocery store. And does your cattle, is it corn-fed or hay-fed?
Hay-fed.
Now, does anybody know what that means? Why is it hay-fed versus corn-fed? Corn adds a lot of fat, and it kind of brings the marbling of beef back up to it. But really, it doesn't add that much. If you have your cattle with the hay, it has more flavor to it. Is that true? Your beef has more flavor. Well, corn-fed cattle doesn't have a lot of flavor. Well, they do corn-fed cattle now because it's a cheap way to get them fat. Is that true?
When we raise one, if we want to raise it fat, we
Put
put it on corn.
it on corn. So corn-fed versus hay-fed. Hay-fed will have more flavor. So a lot of times our beef nowadays does not have a lot of flavor. And if you really go into, do you have chickens too? Chickens at a grocery store taste different than chickens on you raise. Because chickens are raised so quickly and are fed so with all these things that they just want to harvest them, so to speak. That's what they want to do. There's no flavor to them. And if you notice on the chickens nowadays, the white and the dark meat has become one color. I don't know if you notice that on chickens. That's because white meat is more desirable. So they're taking a dark meat, which has more flavor, and trying to make it white. So a lot of times what I'm trying to tell you is that a lot of times the food that we're getting, the protein we're getting, does not have a lot of flavor. And there's different ways to change that, and one thing is through spices and herbs to make it more flavorful. Now we're making sloppy joes here, and what we did is we put onions in here. And what I'm doing is I'm cooking them a little bit so they get rid of to get them translucent and to get them tender, because nobody wants to eat into a raw onion, right? I mean, that's just awful. So the ground beef is cooked here, and you can see I like my ground beef pretty finely mashed, you know, like that. And then what I add to it, well, Kristen said I forgot to add green pepper, and she loves green peppers. I didn't like green peppers, and I know students don't like green peppers very much, do they? See?
No.
No.
It's so good.
Yeah. See?
I think there's a mixed opinion here.
No, I think most of them don't like it.
Raise your hand if you like green peppers.
You like them? Well, then you're gonna have green peppers in your food a lot now. So we're gonna add a green pepper to this. Now remember, whenever you're cooking, what's the most important things you have to do? Wash your hands, exactly. Have a clean cutting place. And what's the last thing you want to make sure you want to do? You want to make sure you leave with 10 fingers and 10 toes, right? That's the next thing. So make sure when you cut things, you don't cut your finger as part of the meal.
One thing I was thinking too is if you wanted a substitute for ground beef, you could either use like a soy or tofu product or turkey, ground turkey. Those are good substitutes for ground beef.
A little side note, you see that, how it works out? No, that's great. So now we got the onion, the green pepper in here, we sauteed it. We're going to add some ketchup. Now, when we did this recipe, what I thought is that you don't have a lot of ingredients in maybe your apartments. And so, we have a recipe there that you add different ingredients to the sloppy joe, like tomato soup and all these things. And that's really fine recipe. My only fear is that some days you don't have all these things. So what we're going to do is kind of make it a, like the quick, easy way. So we got some ground beef here. We put some ketchup in there. And then what else did I have? Celery. Oh, I forgot the celery.
Celery, you could also add chopped tomatoes or canned chopped tomatoes.
For seasoning, what else do we have? Worcestershire. Worcestershire. A little dash of that. And garlic. A little bit of garlic.
And hot sauce if you want.
And a little bit of hot sauce. So sloppy joes are pretty easy to make, aren't they? Will you look at the face like that? What's the face for? Hot sauce? You can add as much as you want or as little as you like. That's okay. So any questions about the sloppy joe? No, you're going to make, go ahead.
How is this different from like a regular sloppy joe? Like,
It's the same.
it's the same.
Yeah. So
sloppy
this
joe-
healthy version, healthy, inexpensive, quick version is a few ingredients, lean beef, and add some extra veggies if you can.
So one of the biggest debates we have here is over who's got the best sloppy joe recipe in the kitchen. And another way of making sloppy joes is to put a little bit of mustard in there and sugar. Of course, the sugar might not be real healthy. But what are you doing that? What's vinegar and sugar? What is that? Sweet and sour. You notice that? That's sweet and sour. So you have the ketchup, which kind of has the vinegar in it, the tomato, and then the sloppy joes have that sweet and sour taste. So you appeal to different parts of your tongue, of your palate. So I don't know if that makes sense or not, but sometimes you add a little mustard and, like I said, vinegar or sugar, and it'll give you that sweet and sour taste.
So this is the healthy part of the, I forgot the name again, but how do you do it unhealthy? Like what would you do to make it unhealthy?
Well, I think the unhealthy way would be to use a higher fat meat.
Ah, okay, just different meat.
Yeah, and to not put peppers, not put onions. You could just use, we have this canned condensed tomato soup here. So that would be an easy way to add tomato to it,
okay.
but there's lots of sodium in that.
Yeah. All right.
Tastes good, but this is
Yeah.
Next, we're going to make some cabbage salad, some ramen noodles. Do you have ramen noodles in Germany?
Ramen noodles?
Yes.
What is that? How does it look like?
What are ramen noodles? How would you describe ramen noodles? Cheap.
Oh, yeah.
You have those? Okay.
Yeah, we have that, but
Nobody eats them?
ramen noodles.
Everybody loves ramen noodles. Everybody survives on ramen noodles.
Less than pepper lovers.
I just have a question. So I thought those ones were unhealthy. Is it just like an add that's unhealthy, or is it a real?
It's a seasoning packet.
It's really not weird though. The noodles like different that you buy normally.
Yeah, it's definitely healthier options. But we chose to make something with ramen that's sort of like healthier.
Cabbage. Cabbage is good.
Yeah, you can buy these for 10 cents when they're on sale. And a lot of times you have these, and if you buy pared cabbage, you can buy a bag of shredded cabbage for 50 cents to $1, depending on So you can have a whole salad for like $1 or a little bit more. So you open up the package and you throw out the seasoning packet.
So we're gonna have ramen noodles here. Have you ever had ramen noodle salad, everybody? Oh, it's really good, right? So we got cabbage here, which is really very, very good and healthy. We have some, a little bit of sunflower seeds. We have some almonds. We have some green onions. We have some, what's next?
Make the dressing.
Make the dressing. And the dressing consists of, you ever have this stuff?
These are very
Toasted sesame seed oil? Oh, it's heaven. Anybody know what this stuff is? Ever hear of the toasted sesame seed oil? Oh, it's heaven. I'll pass it around, you can smell it, as you can smell a little bit of heaven here. And what we're going to do, and it gives you, what it is, it gives you a lot of flavor. Is when they toast it, you can smell it's like, wow, this is just great. I like rice vinegar. Anybody ever use rice vinegar? It tastes so different than other distilled or cider vinegar or
Red wine vinegar.
red wine vinegar. It has a lot, it's very sweet. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some rice wine vinegar, put it in here. This is the dressing. A little brown sugar, a little sugar, just here. A little sesame seed oil. A little olive oil. We mix that up. Does that smell good? And ramen noodles. Does it smell good?
And you can find sesame seed oil in the Asian section of the store.
And all you do is mix the salad up like this. And it's all done. Pretty easy? How long did that take? That take very little time, right, for a salad? 3 minutes? Now you can take the cabbage, and a lot of times you get cabbage that's already shredded in the grocery store, so you don't even have to do that. Or you can take a head of cabbage and you can just shred it and it just goes forever. I mean, it's just so much in one head. So that's how easy it is to make the salad. Next we're going to do is we're going to make some fried rice. Does everybody loves fried rice, right? Yes. So again, in the fried rice, I put my sesame seed oil in my fried rice, and I just use a little bit because what it does, it adds a lot of flavor. So what we're going to do is dice up an onion. Now woks are really nice, and you can see this one is well seasoned. And the reason why woks are really nice is that they can fry the vegetables very quickly. And there's nothing worse than having soggy vegetables. I like the vegetables that are kind of crispy, but not raw, not overcooked. And especially for fried rice. Or even a stir fry, that's really great. So if you don't have a wok, they're really quite cheap to buy. And I also like using a knife like this. And this is really good because what it does, besides chopping very nicely, it's a really good spoon. See? You can stir, I suppose, with a spoon. So we have the onions in here. I have a little bit of olive oil in there. I hope it's going. It's going. And we're going to stir fry. We're going to fry the onions this way first, and then we're going to add. And when we fry the onions, what happens to the onions? Caramelize them, and which makes them sweet. That's right. A little bit of garlic. Because everybody loves garlic, right?
So does everyone live on campus here? How many people have cooked in their room or in their communal space? So like 20%? And what do things you usually cook? you use for tacos? Ground beef.
Yeah, so we always had like guacamole. Like, we go all out with it.
Lettuce, tomato,
Is that a pretty affordable thing?
So,
What do you girls make?
so when you got the onions are all caramelized, we add the rice, which is brown rice, what I used here. Okay, instead of white rice, I use brown rice. And then I like to add like things like peas. You can buy frozen peas, carrots, and what they are, these are frozen carrots. And what we're going to do is just kind of saute them like this. Okay?
Is that fried rice already cooked?
The rice is already cooked, yes. And I cooked it, what I did in my rice, I like cooking my rice a day ahead of time. And what I do is I cook my rice a day ahead of time, and I put it on a cookie sheet, and I put it in the refrigerator. And rice and pasta are really, the health department really has to watch those, because pasta, it's really condensed. Do you ever see a pot of pasta or spaghetti, and you put it in the refrigerator? It takes a long time for it to cool, and a lot of times it doesn't cool quickly enough, and you could get sick. So make sure when you put pasta or rice in the refrigerator, cool, it's in a shallow pan, and it's a lot of space for air, cold air to get to. Don't put it in a big pot, because that's something that you can get sick on very easily. So the rice is already cooked. It is brown rice. And what we've done is we added the rice and the peas and the carrots here. And then we're going to add an egg. And I normally do on my egg is I kind of put it to the side, and I kind of scramble it in the wok. The wok is running a little cold today, like this. Okay? And I let it kind of sit on the side, and you kind of scramble it up, and then you kind of mix it inside there. That makes sense? And then we're going to add soy sauce to the meal. Soy sauce. This is low sodium. You'd be happy. Low sodium soy sauce. Now, are you familiar with the different soy sauces there are? There are the two major soy sauces are Kikkoman and Chongqing, I think it is, or is that the other brand name? And the difference is Kikkoman has been around forever. And it's a stronger soy sauce. It's not an American soy sauce, meaning it has a lot more flavor. And it's brewed like the old-fashioned way. And this is actually made in Wisconsin there. But the recipe comes from, I believe, China or Japan, which is really flavorful. Now the other one is a Chongqing called soy sauce, which is a sweeter one that doesn't seem to, that it's quicker to make and it's a lot cheaper. And we seem to like it more because it's not as strong as this one. So that's the two different soy sauces. I prefer the Kikkoman because it has a lot more flavor. And if you notice, a lot of times when I cook, flavor is really important to me. I like using a lot of garlic, I like using pepper and salt, and even a little chicken base. I don't know if there's any vegetarians in here, but here's that chicken base that we talked about, well, the paste. And I put usually a little bit in there too. And it gives it a lot of flavor. Because, you know, I really like a lot of flavor in my food. And sometimes salt sometimes adds flavor, but it doesn't add flavor. So when you eat something, you ever notice that when you're eating something, you taste something, it tastes, the hot is last. It's like you bite into something, and first is like nothing or something, and there's a middle flavor, and the last one is how spicy it is. And that's how when you're eating things, when you're making things in food, you got to be conscious to have all those three flavors. The first one is usually flavor. When you eat something, it's flavor. Does it have flavor or not? If beef doesn't have flavor, you'd know it right away. The second one is kind of like body. The body, everything. And the third one is spice. So what you try to do is to get all those three flavors to blend together to make one item. Does that make any bit of sense to anybody? I wish I could explain it by having you eat things that sometimes don't have a lot of flavor, because you'll see, like we'll do the soups, like your soup today, it was made with a lot of flavor. All three, when you ate it, there wasn't no like bland spot or bald spot or black spot. And that's how when you season things, that's how you do it. So when you season things, a lot of times I put chicken base, and that'll take care of the first. That'll give food flavor. Because food doesn't have a lot of flavor nowadays. We just said about how cattle is raised and how chickens are raised. So you put a little bit of chicken base, and then we can put a little bit of spice. And sometimes you put a back down flavor like the ginger to bring in everything together. Okay? So right here we got the fried rice. All we do is add brown rice, carrots and peas, a little chicken base. I'll add a little soy sauce. A little. And now sesame seed oil I always add at the end. I forgot my bean sprouts too. Is there any bean sprouts? Huh? Can you get some bean sprouts? A little sesame seed oil, and always the sesame seed oil you always add at the end. And a little bit goes a long way, okay? So you don't want to add a lot. And the last ingredient I usually add is the crunchiness, because you want that crunch there. And so what I do is add the green onions at the end, because green onions you can eat kind of raw, and they're crunchy. And when you're eating food, it's kind of nice. You ever eat food? It's kind of like you want all the soft and the crunchy sometimes in food. I don't know if that makes any bit of sense. You want the different textures. Yeah, that's the word of food. And sometimes with the fried rice, you can do that. You can add the sprouts, bean sprouts at the end, or the green onions at the end, and that gives you a little bit of crunch. Now she went to get the bean sprouts, but that's about the only thing left to put in. So, any questions? How long did fried rice? That didn't take very long, did it? That's pretty quick, isn't it? Now, what can you do with fried rice to make it maybe taste a little different? You can add some chicken to it. You could add, I suppose you could add pork, but I suppose that's kind of on the other end. Pork. Shrimp. Anything else? More vegetables. Kristen says we need to add broccoli to it, and that would really taste good too. You could add that too, so you could add a lot more vegetables to it. Okay? Any questions about this? Now, all I am missing is the bean sprouts, okay? Everybody knows I just threw them in there, but when we have it out here, we're going to have bean sprouts, okay? Okay? So we're done with that. Next one we're going to make is... We're going to make garlic pasta. Okay, we got, I know, but we're quick. So, thank you. These are fresh bean sprouts that go in the stir fry. That gives it the crunchiness. You see how crunchy they are? You hear it? Crunchy, 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 crunchy. Now we get in there and give it another texture. Okay? We'll make one more dish. We'll make one more thing and we'll have time to eat. Okay? Everybody's getting ready. And what we're going to make right now is garlic pasta. And I guess I was going to make Rice Krispie bars. And I always have my assistant here to help me with desserts. One who's laughing. But we're not going to make the dessert tonight. Everybody, should we make Rice Krispie bars? Does everybody know how to make them? Okay, everybody knows how to make them, so we're not going to make them. So April gets out of making desserts tonight. So we're going to make, you have garlic pasta? You do have garlic pasta in Germany, right?
Yeah, but we don't have crispy rice.
You don't have Rice Krispie bars?
No.
We're going to give you the recipe. We're going to make them.
Do you have Rice Krispies?
You have Rice Krispies?
I have no idea.
No idea?
No, I thought, like, the Americans that came over in April, I guess they were searching all over and they didn't find it. Now we tasted it here and it's really delicious.
So can you take Rice Krispies back with you?
I guess that's the only thing.
Can you take that back in a plane? Will they let you or not?
I hope so. If it's
So,
like...
so we can give you a big bag of Rice Krispies and take it back. See if some margarine, a pound of margarine, some Rice Krispies, and a pound of marshmallows. So we're gonna make it for you then, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna make next one more thing. We're gonna make Rice Krispie bars and we'll be all done. And what I'm gonna make is garlic pasta. Everybody loves garlic pasta. So you can buy garlic. You can buy infused oil like this. It's already got the garlic in it. Or you can chop the garlic. Or you can buy a big jug of garlic like this. Now. Do you like garlic?
Yeah.
Oh, you love garlic? Oh, good. Because garlic's good for you. So we're going to add garlic to this thing here. And sometimes my burner's not really hot. And then we have some pasta here.
Like old pasta?
Yeah, you can have old pasta. You made spaghetti one night, you make spaghetti. You just take the pasta that's left over, and you make pasta, and you make this out of it. So it's really easy. Okay? So you take some garlic and some pasta. You can add a little chicken base if you want to. Since Kristen's gone here, and she likes to eat healthy, there's one ingredient that we put in here in garlic pasta that's not really healthy. You know what that is? Cheese. Cheese. So, you know what we grow here in northern Minnesota? We grow three things. We grow cows, we grow apples, and we grow rocks. That's all we grow. Okay? So one thing we have with cows is milk, and milk makes cheese. And so one of the things that we have here that grows is a lot of cheese, because we have the cows. So what we're going to do is we've taken some pasta here, and I have some garlic, and I'm sauteing it in the garlic. And then we're going to add some cheese. Okay? And that's garlic pasta. Pretty easy, isn't it? Now, pretty easy? Okay. So, what if we want to figure out something else with pasta? Here's another one. Okay, everybody knows how to make garlic pasta, right? Pretty easy? How about pasta with soy sauce? You ever make that? No? Okay, we're going to take a little bit of olive oil. We're going to take a little bit of garlic oil. Put it in here too. And this time we're going to use spaghetti noodles. Put them in there. Okay. Everybody knows what this is, right? Bok choy. Put a little bok choy in there. And then we're going to add some green onions. Some green onions, okay? And we're going to stir this. Okay?
This smells good. Yeah.
Now this is easy, isn't it? Now, oh, I got it. So now we're going to add some black pepper. We need to add some carrots for color. Little shredded carrots, some black pepper. It's in the garlic can. Oh, I lost my black pepper. But the secret ingredient is this. You know what that is? Red pepper flakes. So you're going to put a little soy sauce. Soy sauce is done. Okay? And then we'll add a little soy sauce, but I can even put a little of this stuff in here. Okay? And you just saute this. And you can make a meal out of that. Just by sauteing that. Now you can also put, you got to put salt and pepper with this to season this. But you can also put some chicken or something with this also. And make a stir fry out of this. So that was pretty easy, huh? So how many dishes I make? I got one more thing. We'll make Rice Krispie bars for our guests, and then we'll eat, okay? And you just gotta bear with me because I know you all know how to make Rice Krispie bars. So the first thing in Rice Krispie bars you need is you gotta melt the margarine. And I think it's probably like a quarter cup. Quarter of a stick. And then we need a quarter of a bag of, let's see, half a bag of marshmallows. Do you have marshmallows? Maybe?
She's gonna write it down. What is that, butter? How much do you, like, how much butter is that?
Quarter cup. I'll give you the recipe. You don't even have to write it down. I'm even good enough to give you the recipe.
One stick.
What?
Stick.
Stick?
Stick.
Biggest stick.
A stick is a quarter pound. Quarter pound. You don't have pounds, though, do you?
It's like 1 kilogram.
What?
1 kilogram?
1 kilogram?
No. Point a quarter of a kilogram.
Okay.
That's not right.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
what's a
like
quarter?
250 grams.
Okay, so we got
Yeah, so I put it down for us. A lot of butter.
250 kilograms of butter.
Yeah.
We got some marshmallows here. We'll give you the right recipe. We got some marshmallows in here. Just marshmallows and butter. Okay? And then we're gonna add Rice Krispies. So did you have rice? You never had Rice Krispies?
I don't know how that looks like. You just have to show
These are Rice Krispies. Rice Krispies. No?
maybe like,
You never had a marshmallow?
no.
You never have a s'more?
No, that's what everybody's talking about. More like chocolate and stuff.
Right. S'mores are chocolate. So we're gonna make this and then we'll eat. I know, and that isn't cool.
Wait, this is cornflakes. This is cornflakes also.
You could use cornflakes.
You can use cornflakes?
Use any other cereal too. I do. I love that. It's fun. Whatever flavors you want. Or if you like different, like vanilla in it, or almond extra.
So you melt the marshmallows with the rice, and I kind of put the Rice Krispies in here too quickly. But the marshmallows, they melt.
Yeah.
And then you put the Rice Krispies in there and you put them in a pan. And they turn out like that. That's all there is. 3 ingredients.
Like that.
3 ingredients.
What do you do then? You just have to let them.
They do it themselves. You don't do nothing. You don't put it in the oven or nothing. You just leave it. It's all done. 3 ingredients.
It's going to be like liquid or?